Hey you guys, JB here from Alpha Wolf Consulting coming to you today with the next session in the Alpha Wolf sales, marketing, branding, business strategy and business strategy sessions. And we're going to go through today and look at understanding the three core elements or the three keys to any sales. So the buyer must know you, buyer must like you, and the buyer must trust you. And then we're going to look at the four-step process of a sale. So, qualifying, presenting, overcoming objections, and then closing. So we're going to look at it in the context of how are we utilizing our marketing to qualify buyers, to present our products and services to those buyers, and sort of overcome oh, every time, overcome objections, and sort of like eventually close out a buyer. So, like, we're not talking in the traditional sense of how traditional mainstream, the 99% want to do sales and marketing, where sales is about high pressure tactics, convincing and manipulation to sort of try and force a buyer to move and take actions that are against their best interest. But sort of we're looking at the new way of sales and marketing where we're utilizing marketing as a magnet and then sales as our tool oh, our tool of our tool of communication. So if we think about it like this, our marketing and our branding is the magnet. And then we want our sales to be the spear. So, like, for example, if we were to think of it as a hunter, I can go out there and I can look and try and find game and try and hunt for them. Or I can simply put out bait and sort of attract game to me. And then when that game shows up, throw my spear at them. Do you sort of get it? So it's two different ways of sort of hunting. So, if you were to think about it in terminology of like different forms of hunting, they're just different ways we go about it. So it's sort of like one of them is I become better at like finding where all the game is, and I become better at sort of running around and trying to find things. Or I become better at attracting the game to me through, scents and things like that, through baits. So we realize I can utilize my marketing to be like that. So I can have my marketing as direct, like direct marketing, where I'm not marketing to the overall population, where I'm doing a lot more of direct messages, like calls and things like that, like direct advertisements. Do you know what I mean? Like ads where it's sort of like, here's a free thing, give me your details so I can call you relentlessly, so I can email you. Do you sort of get it? So, like, if we understand that, like, it'll depend on two things. So, the price point of your product or service, because, like, if you have a higher ticket product, like For example, let's take an analogy or an example where you're selling, private jets. Like, you're not going to be ringing up and cold calling people saying, "Hey, do you have enough money to buy a private jet? Are you in the market for a private jet?" Like, it just doesn't work that way in the context that, yeah, you could argue that, if you did 100,000 calls, you might find 10 to 20 buyers. Do you sort of get it? But it's just like the specific buyers are so far away from like the average population. So like the density of, for example, private jet purchases in a community or a population center would be so small. Like, not to say that not many people would be able to afford it or not many businesses would be able to afford it, but the ones that have a need, the ones that have a desire to have it. Do you sort of get it? So like if I'm doing, for example, like private jet sales, like I would not be cold calling people. Like if I had a list of interested buyers or high net worth individuals or corporate executives or large companies like Fortune 500 companies, like yeah, I could cold call those. Do you sort of get it? Like I have to do a certain level to go out and find them. I have to do a certain level of research and understanding the market and the buyers. Oh, Jesus. But for me to be able to like do that research, like I have to have understanding. So like, for example, with all of my different products and services, like everyone can utilize them. They work for any and everyone. A business making $20,000 a year, a business making $200 million a year will get the same benefits out of them. Do you sort of get them? Like they work on everything. A company or a business with a larger sort of, especially for my business development and team development programs, a company or a business that is, has larger or more employees will get a significantly a higher compounding effect because of the volume of employees. Does that sort of make sense? So the compounding effect will be the same, but because of the number of employees, the multiplier of effect will dramatically increase in comparison to a small or a medium-sized business with fewer employees. Do you sort of get it? Because that's what happens when we do like team development and sort of like performance development programs is if we have more team, well, we're getting them all to the same level. Does that sort of make sense? So like, but the thing is that like everyone's a buyer. Do you sort of get it? Like everyone has the capacity to be a buyer. Everyone could be a buyer, but not many people have the desire or the willingness or the so to speak need. It's not that they don't have a need for it. Do you know what I mean? But they don't have an articulate need. They don't know that they have a need. And you could argue that like sales and marketing is about creating that, but it's not. Like if I'm trying to convince you of why you need my product or service, if I'm a fucking amateur, yeah, then everyone has to know exactly what I do. But they don't really because it's irrelevant. Like if a company or a business doesn't see the value in investing into their staff and building their staff up, like it's not my place to educate them. Do you sort of get it? Like I'll educate them on what I can do for them, what I can do for their team, but they have to come to the awareness, just to the same with my personal development programs. Like you've got to come to the understanding that like you want to reach your full potential in life. You want to strive for more. You want to become more. You want to increase your potential and capability in this life. I can't convince you of it because then it's sort of like it's pointless for me. Does that sort of make sense? Like it's a decision you have to come to because I'm not the one, like, like I'm not the one who's going to do the work for you. Do you sort of get it? Just to the same, if a business or a company doesn't actively want to invest into transforming their team and elevating their team to the highest level, like if I try to convince them, I am just going to end up doing the work for them. Does this sort of make sense? So it's sort of like if they don't want it, they don't want it. It's not important. If I'm selling private jets and a company doesn't want a private jet, they want to rent a jet every time they do a business trip, like that's fine. Do you sort of get it? Like I know it's, so to speak, you know, more cost effective to own the jet or whatever it may be in terms of travel time and things like that or time in use and things like that. But it's like if I'm having to try and convince them of why owning a jet instead of renting a jet is more profitable to them or more valuable to them, it's sort of like if I'm in that field of having to convince and justify why they should do it, they should not do it because evidently the pain of someone like of them renting and of them, you know, overpaying for the service, like it hasn't hit them yet. So a funny thing was when I used to sell property to first home buyers, like, I would always get home buyers that would say, like, oh, like, I'm not really interested in buying. And it's like, yeah, no, that's sweet. Like, you shouldn't buy. It's not for you. If you're happy renting, if you're happy paying more per annum or nothing, or for a place to live, like, that's okay. Do you sort of get it? Like, for example, if you're paying $500 a week, that's like what, $25,000 a year, roughly, give or take. And it's like, if you're out there and you're happy paying $25,000 a year, just for a place to live, with the inclusions that it increases, that you don't have any security, meaning that a month's notice is all they're required by law to give you if they wanted to evict you, like all these different things. And it's sort of like if you're still happy paying that, me trying to convince you why paying or why, purchasing a property is irrelevant because you don't see a need for it. You don't see a reason for it. If you're sick of paying money to someone just for somewhere to live and not actually, paying down an asset, not building equity, not, securing your, so to speak, family's future, like, do you sort of get it? It's no point. So like to a potential buyer who sees rent as dead or a liability, not an expense. So like a liability in the like accounting terminology is just an expense that like I get nothing for. Do you know what I mean? Like it's a continuing, like it's not a one-off expense. It's gonna be there. So if I wait 5 years to make a decision and I'm paying $500 a week in rent, That's $100,000. If I had purchased a property at, say, $400,000, I've paid off a quarter of it. Do you sort of get it? It's probably gone up in 5 years, 50 to $100,000 in value, depending on the suburb, depending on the location, depending on the property type, depending on XYZ. But do you know what I mean? Like, what happens to rents? Well, prior to COVID-19 in Australia, there wasn't a housing crisis. There's a housing crisis now. People are paying 20 to 30% above market for rent. Like, do you sort of get it? Like, anything can happen in 5 years. So it's really important that we understand I'm not here to convince a buyer of the value of the product or service. If they don't see the value of the product or service, I let them go because it's a waste of time and energy. Now, the 99 percenters in sales and marketing will tell you, no, you just convince them. Why? Like, why would I waste my time? Why would I waste my energy convincing someone, for example, who is happy renting and doesn't really care about the certainty or security of like purchasing? Do you sort of get it? Like, why would I waste my time trying to convince them and trying to prove that what I say is right and what they think is wrong? Do you sort of get it? Like, that's the important thing. When you feel yourself needing to convince a buyer or feel yourself needing to convince someone of the value of the product or service that you offer, like just realize like you're an amateur because you're trying to use conflict to get what you want. That's what amateurs do. It's not influence, it's convincing. Do you sort of get it? I influence a buyer by introducing new information, by educating them, by like helping them to see potential opportunity costs that they're missing out on, i.e., if I was selling property in 2019 prior to the pandemic, well, who knew the pandemic was going to come? But also, like, like, why would I, for example, like, how would I have well, you can't really predict the pandemic because like who would have predicted that the government would have acted the way that they did? Who would have predicted that, do you know what I mean? That populations would have moved and that, this whole work from home thing would have happened. So like it was like it would have been a hard thing. Like potentially if you had the right data, you could have made an educated decision. But if I was talking to a purchaser prior to or a buyer prior to COVID-19 or 2019, like the sales process would have been slightly different. But in like today's day and age, 2025, like it's pretty fucking easy. If someone's happy renting, like evidently, do you know what I mean? Like they haven't experienced what potentially they could experience. Do you know what I mean? But what has happened to the marketplace? What has happened to property prices? What has happened? And just realize it's all artificial. Property prices, like this whole idea of supply and demand being the issue in the market, like how did that come to be? Ask yourself that. How did we go from not having a housing crisis to having a housing crisis? How did we go from having enough supply in the market to having no supply in the market? Like, if you get into conspiracies and things like that, evidently it's not that supply has evaporated. It's not that there's not houses in the market. Like one or two things has happened. Either people have withdrawn a large portion of the market from the market, so less houses are being sold, less houses are being rented, or people have been renovating and flipping them and increasing the price of it to price out segments of the market. So it's sort of like however you however you choose to see it, it could be a combination of all, but like if you have a look at it, like there hasn't been a massive influx of residents. Large populations moved from the cities to the country, yet the cities don't have overabundance of supply. Do you sort of get it? Like, it doesn't really make sense because, like, however it moved, if large swaths of the population moved from the city to the countryside, then what should have happened is prices in the cities should have dropped dramatically. Rents should have dropped dramatically because of vacancy rates and things like that. But they didn't. Rents actually increased. That's how you know there's market manipulation happening because people are buying up investment properties so that they can, you know, keep the rents high. Well, not so much keep the rents high, but buying up investment properties and things like that. And then it's the like we don't live in a free market. So like economic principles don't work in our economy. They just don't. And to anyone who believes that they do, that's great. But evidently you haven't bought fuel. Evidently you haven't bought power. Evidently you haven't bought groceries. Evidently you haven't bought property. Because if you had, you would have realized that the market raid and the market doesn't actually respond to market conditions. Do you sort of get it? Woolworths and Coles are the largest buyers of all produce, and they buy produce on such scale that they need warehouses and large warehouses and distribution centers to store them, and they store the products for long durations, the fruits and the veg, but yet the prices don't reflect what they pay for them. Do you sort of get it? So they use storage and they use expanding like shelf life of fruits and veg and things that they do to basically market manipulate and control supply and demand while they have all the supply. Do you know what I mean? Imagine that if the government came out and said within 30 days of fruit being and veg being picked, it had to be sold or thrown out. Imagine if they did that, what the price of fruit and veg would be. Do you sort of get it? If Woolworths wasn't able to store it for 6, 7, 8, 12, 24 months, do you sort of get it? So, like, we just understand, like, this market manipulation in our economy really affects how the economy runs because like for example it's always this exponential, like prices are always increasing. Like how are prices always increasing? Does that sort of make sense to you? Like either like the currency's always decreasing, demand's always increasing, supply's always decreasing. Like, which one is it? Do you sort of get it? Like, is it a combination of all of them? Or like, how is it? Like, how is it that like the currency gets weaker, okay? Prices increase, supply becomes like decreased. So we have lower supply, even though more is being produced every year, and yet demand seems to always be rising across everything. Do you sort of get it? Like, it's a funny thing because and there's many different reasons for this, and you could argue that it's partly because the manufacturing industry's gone. You could argue that like we're not doing enough in terms of like our advanced manufacturing and things like that, our like simpler manufacturing, like we're not producing our own oil, even though we have oil like oil in Australia. We don't produce our own petroleum. Like it's this whole globalist system to where we're over dependent on external countries, but we're only producing raw minerals and raw resources rather than producing, consumer goods, producing, manufacturing and things like that. So yeah, it's a funny thing that like the way in which our economy has been structured and set up has been it's pretty fucking dodgy. Do you sort of get it? Like, for example, like you can argue everything, but like Apple makes billions of dollars a year, yet they pay, you know, maybe 20 to $100 million in tax. Yet the corporate rate is 30%. Do you sort of get it? Like, how does that happen? Do you sort of get it? Like, there's all the, and you can, if you ever get into it, it's the inquiries. They're the best thing to watch if you ever want to understand sort of what's happening behind the scenes. There was the banking inquiry, there was the healthcare inquiry, there was the inquiry into like Woolworths and Coles and things like that. There was the inquiry into the big four tech companies, Google, Microsoft, Apple, and I don't remember the last one. There's all these different inquiries where they go in there and they find out like they're doing some pretty dodgy practices. So just realize like how our economic states are very like then it's not a true market value. So like when we're utilizing this in sales and when we're understanding sales, we just understand that like as much as people want to try and say like true value and fair value and market value and all of that, it doesn't exist anymore. The price you say is the price it is. Do you sort of get it? That's market value. So depending on your audience, depending on your buyer segment, depending on like who you're selling to, where you're selling, okay, will depend on the approach you take. If you're selling high ticket products and services, you want to be attracting more than you are chasing. Do you sort of get it? You need people to be self-identifying. I want this product, I want this service. Do you sort of get it? And it's a hard thing to do because, like, when you're doing high ticket products and services, like, it's a lot more of like an education process, but it's also in finding the right audience and the right buyers and things like that. So, like for example, that's why I make this content. Sales and marketing. Do you sort of get it? Part of it's educating you on what is sales and marketing and things like that. But the majority of it is, and we're going to get into it, is I talk about my products and services to educate you on my products and services. Do you sort of get it? It's just how it is. Like, I'm not going to do up marketing videos trying to educate you. I'll do up content to educate you, and how I educate you will be talking you through my products and services. Do you sort of get it? Talking you through my marketing strategy. So, when we understand this, we just understand how we utilize the different elements of like the process of sales or of a sale. So qualifying a buyer, getting them to self-identify. And we're not going to talk too much about or worry too much about what the 99% do because they're too busy convincing and trying to play their stupid games of manipulation. So we're going to focus on the way in which I sell. We're going to focus on the products and services that I sell because, like, my time, my products, I get to talk about my products. We're going to talk about, like, sort of the strategy in which I use to build a buyer, the three keys of a sale. We're trying to get a buyer to know you. Do you know what I mean? A buyer to like you, a buyer to trust you. So when we're trying to do this, like how do we get someone to know, like, and trust us? Do we do that through doing up advertisements and saying buy my product? Do we do it by, giving away free samples? Do we do it about like by, giving away, free products and services? Most in business will try and tell you that giving away free products or services is the way to build trust and build, you know, your recognition and get a buyer to know and like you. But we just understand it's through content. It's through not so much creating engaging content, but creating content that has substance and value to a potential buyer. Do you sort of get it? So that's why I do up this content is to help educate you, but also build up your knowing me and liking me and trusting me. Do you sort of get it? So, like in business, everything we do will have ulterior motives to it. Do you sort of get it? No matter what I do, like in life, no matter what I do has ulterior motives to it. Do you sort of get it? They're either just intrinsic to me or internal to me, or they're external. So, like, maybe I want to build up brand recognition. Maybe I want to build up the buyer's understanding of who I am. So, like, we just understand, like, to build up a buyer's understanding of who you, to know your brand, to know your business. Like, it's a semi-professional, but it doesn't have to be professional. So, like, we don't want to be there doing like marketing videos and thinking that marketing videos are like content. Content's got to be a bit more informal. Do you sort of get it? Like, think about it like, and a really good example for this is movies. So, like in movies, you see how they build the character, you see how they build sort of like the story of the character and the personalities and the identity of the character, and then they put them in some tests and some trials, and they basically movies are really good at emotional manipulation. Do you know what I mean? Like they make us sad, they make us happy, they make us laugh, they scare us, they do all this other stuff. So they're really good when they're sort of telling their stories at really focusing in on building out that sort of whole picture that is sort of like an experience. So it's like if we take these three, buyers must know you, buyers must like you, buyers must trust you. How are we building them in our sales funnel? Do you sort of get it? How are we positioning our information, our products and our services, all different things. Now, mine are different because mine are programs. If you're selling, you know, any physical product, like you could probably get away with sort of, if I'm selling a phone, like I don't need to teach people about personal development. Do you sort of get it? I might need to teach people about tech and about understanding the features and the benefits of the phone. So, like, whatever we're selling will determine what it is, but also, like, these products that I sell aren't physical products. While it's a physical experience, like, it's me. Do you sort of get it? I'm selling you me. Like, does that make sense? So, it's very important to understand that the process for me building the authority and building the reputation and all of that of the brand is reliant on me, not anything else. So it's irrelevant, not to say that like testimonials and all of that are irrelevant, but like it's irrelevant for me to focus in only on what is in the course, to focus only on like the practices. Do you sort of get it? Like it's important for me to focus on building the narrative of it. So like for example, this is my reprogramming your mind practice, or not reprogramming your mind program. So like sort of why I created it. Do you know what I mean? We've got the introduction video that runs through the program, that runs through oh, that runs through everything. So like we can see overcome past trauma, break previously held limitations, empower myself through rewriting my internal narrative. So we got three good reasons why this program and practice is valuable. Do I want to rewrite my internal narrative? Do I have shit self-talk? Do you know what I mean? Do I want to break all previously held limitations? Like, do I want to raise myself to being more than I was? Do I have past trauma that I want to overcome? Do you know what I mean? Like the three pillars. So, like, I'm trying to get you to know, like, why my intention behind these programs and what it gave me. Do you know what I mean? So, it's sort of like, if we're thinking about that framework, a buyer must know, like, and trust you. So they're getting to know me. They're getting to understand my reasoning behind the program. They get to understand what is in the program. So they're knowing who I am, why I do this, and sort of what I'm doing. So guiding you through a total mind shift and elevation, mindset shift and elevation, guiding you through reprogramming your mind and emotional state management practices, guiding you through specialized one-on-one and group sessions. Do you sort of get it? And then we get into it, and it's sort of like, and these are really good because these are just, son of a bitch. These are just like different little blurts, Do you know what I mean? Reprogramming your mind, a process of forcibly conditioning new thoughts and beliefs. Through advanced behavioral conditioning practices, you can rewire your mind to become who you've always dreamed of. Do you know what I mean? So these are just statements or quotes by me. Does that make sense? So it's sort of like they help in building because it's like I'm just saying something to you. Does that sort of make sense? But yeah. So we get into it and we look at pillar one, and this is about the lecture materials and the courses. So it's like, why is becoming your full potential important to you? What does it mean to you to become who you've always dreamed of? Like, why is that important to you? What would that be important? What would it mean to you? Do you know what I mean? Yeah. How can you become, or how can you become who you've always dreamed of in this life? Do you know what I mean? So like they're questions to get you priming to understanding, like, do you know what I mean? I can make you your full potential. I can help you become who you've always dreamed of. Do you know what I mean? I can show you how to become who you've always dreamed of. Do you sort of get it? So, like, when we understand that, just understand, know, like, and trust. So, I'm building the knowing. Now I'm building the liking. Do you know what I mean? Because it's like, this is what I'm going to help you with. This is what I'm going to help you with. This is what I'm going to help you with. And it's all revolving around you becoming your full potential, your dream, the person you've always dreamed of, the person you dream of in this life. Do you know what I mean? And then we got what's covered in the reprogramming your mind course, or reprogramming your mind and recreating your reality course. So, like, with it, now we're building up the liking and the trusting because you're seeing that it's got quite a bit of information that's highly specialized towards very specific outcomes. Do you sort of get it? And I can always do it more. Do you know what I mean? So it's like when we're utilizing these frameworks of just understanding, like, how are we being perceived? And sort of what is the narrative? What is the buyer journey? What is the story that we are telling? Jesus, heck, get out of there. Do you know what I mean? Like, my mustache hair keeps going into my nose and tickling my nose hairs, like real world problems. But we're just going through and we're just understanding, like, a buyer must know me, a buyer must like me, a buyer must trust me. So, like, how is the page set up working towards getting a buyer to know me? Everything's branded towards me. Do you sort of get it? Like, everything's on brand where I'm not putting up stuff on sales. I'm not putting up stuff on business programs. Do you know what I mean? So we're trying to build the knowing, the liking. Do you sort of get it? So, like, being reinforced by these statements, by these quotes, by seeing me, by seeing the video content. Do you sort of get it? Like, the content and all of that is what is going to build the oh, Jesus, is going to build the liking and the trusting because I'm giving you stuff for free. I'm giving you value. Do you sort of get it? I'm teaching you things. So you like me for that. Do you sort of get it? So like, and what we want to do is we want to continuously build it up to the point where by the time you get down to the bottom levels and sort of, you get down to here and see what's involved in the program or the practice, like you're primed and sort of predisposition to purchasing. Do you sort of get it? But it's sort of like the price point and the type of buyer that I get to the funnel will determine the effectiveness of it. So it's like, I don't know. I think in terms of days and weeks, that things should happen within days and weeks. But in truth, like we need weeks and months to understand data, to understand how things are happening, to understand performance and things like that, but also who we're attracting. Do you sort of get it? So it's very important to just remember that when you create your own funnel, when you create your own sort of website or whatever, like it's it's not it's not hours and days. Do you know what I mean? Like, yeah, if you've got a really strong brand and like every time you post, you can get tens of thousands of people or thousands of people to your funnel, to your website, like it'll move in hours. But it's sort of like if you're building a brand like I am and you're in the early stages, even though I've been building this brand for over 2 years, it's still early phases. Do you know what I mean? Like, even though, thousands of people are seeing me each month, oh, well, tens of thousands, son of a fucking bitch. I hate when that happens. When it tries to reload things, like last 28 days, we've had 23,000, averaging about 500 views a day. Do you know what I mean? So it's sort of like based on that, like it's one of those things because like who knows who we're getting in front of. Do you know what I mean? When we look at the breakdown of it, so we got 40% are non-followers. So pretty much half of these views are coming from non-followers. So about 10,000 people. So it's like at 10,000 people a month, how long does it take to find and build your audience or your tribe? Or how does it, how long does it take to build it out? Like, do you sort of get it? So, like, that's an important thing to realize is when we're doing these processes, especially like I run the MVP principle, minimum viable product. So that means that you have to do everything yourself. You don't you don't outsource marketing. You don't do paid advertising. Like you can, but it's more about like the thesis is around it that I'm proving is around creating and launching a business with no investment capital. Do you sort of get it? And like, yeah, there's many things I could do right now to pander to the majority, but it wouldn't work because of the price points. I would have to bring my prices down to like maybe $1,000. Do you sort of get it? So like at the price points that they're at, like how long at 10,000 people a month, how many months will it take for me to get in front of enough of the right kinds of buyers that have the capacity? But then also, how long will it take to build up authority, to build up trust, to build up recognition, to build up and educate them in like to educate them in understanding the intrinsic and tangible value, or the tangible and non-tangible value of the products and services that I offer, or the programs. Do you sort of get it? So like the more we start to expand out, and hence this content, like if we look back over here, first stage is qualifying, second stage is presenting. Welcome to the sales pitch, buddy. Do you sort of get it? So like this is all qualifying and presenting. So doing up content, doing up long form content, doing up short form content, like however you want to do it. Creating, do you know what I mean? Like creating out and understanding and, building our value and things like that. So like we just understand, like we want to capture people's attention, but not in the way that the majority think of capturing people's attention. So, like, I don't want to go out there and make stupid content to appeal to the masses, to the majority. Does that sort of make sense? I want to create highly specialized content that is directed and designed at a very specific group or audience, i.e., business owners and entrepreneurs that are looking to become the best. Do you know what I mean? Like that are looking to understand like how to create, that understand. Do you know what I mean? So like if we, for example, go back, uh, and we go to it like on social media, like we got the September exclusive 12-month program where we're giving away 365 sessions for $30,000. So to put that in comparison, this program at $10,000 has 12 sessions. Do you sort of get it? So like when we do special offers and promotions, like we don't just do like a discount on the service. No, we do something that's special. Do you sort of get it? Something to target a specific segment of the audience. So, like, for example, this is looking for people who want a highly sort of intense program where they want to do one session a day for the next year. Do you sort of get it? Because, you know, and then, for example, I can next month choose a different funnel. So I can choose my becoming a master of sales and do up an exclusive offer for that. And then I can choose the next month to do up an exclusive offer for my revolutionizing your revenue. Do you sort of get it? Because, like, it's sort of how we want to always have something of relevance to be promoting and talking to while talking about our other things. Do you sort of get it? Because it's all about branding. It's all about getting out in front of potential buyers and getting in front of audiences and things like that again and again and again, but we always want to have something new and exclusive that we're introducing. Do you know what I mean? I don't just want to be talking about like, hey, this is the product. I want to have a different way in which I talk about the product and service every time. Do you sort of get it? So like we have the these offers that I've done up. Then we have content. So I do up content on the reprogramming your mind, on how to reprogram your mind and all of that, on the different sort of areas of it and really going through it. And then I have, you know, oh, that's another offer. That's for my, you know, becoming a master of sales. Do you sort of get it? And then we have, our quotes and stuff like that. More offers, revolutionizing your revenue. Do you sort of get it? So like maybe next month coming into the end of the year, I would do an exclusive where, you know, I might do something where because we don't want to devalue the program, so to speak, but we want to do something that is like branches off from the program. Does that make sense? So, like, for example, this one here, same program, but it's different. It's got 365 sessions in it. Like, so it, but the price is lower. Do you sort of get it? So it's one session a day instead of one session a month, but the price is only three times what the normal program's price is. Do you sort of get it? So it's like when I do something exclusive, it's not apples for apples. Do you sort of get it? Because like if we were doing apples for apples, this would be $127,000 if I just went at market rate of $350 a session. Do you sort of get it? So just realize that like yeah, it's pretty wild like that, but like we want to create something that it's only going to be for these 30 days and then something else will happen for 30 days and then that'll last 30 days and then something else will happen for 30 days. So like for example, if I was going into for the next one and I was going to decide that I wanted to focus on revolutionizing your revenue, or I could take something out and bring the price down a little bit, or I could even, because we don't want to do like a discount, but like I could make like a light version. Do you know what I mean? Or I could make like an intense version where I did, a 12-month program where instead of having like these different programs that make it up, it's just every day one consulting session for 12 months. Do you know what I mean? At $127,000. Do you sort of get it? Maybe I could have it as an exclusive YouTube channel and, like offer creation and funnel creation one at $40,000 for a 12-month program and then just have the sessions. Do you know what I mean? And not have one session a day, but just have one session a month. Do you sort of get it? Like something like that. Like, do you know what I mean? I could just have it as having, you know, one of these programs that runs and doing it over, instead of being a 30-day program, I would just make it into a 12-month program. Do you know what I mean? Where if it's 12 months, that's two sessions a month. Do you sort of get it for $30,000? Does that sort of make sense? Or, could do a session a week or something like that. Like, it's not apples for apples. So I wouldn't be going and doing an exclusive program and then just discounting the value of everything by 50%. That just devalues the program, that devalues the offer, the original offer. Do you sort of get it? Like, majority of people don't want to meet up every day. Do you sort of get it? Like, majority of people wouldn't want to have 365 meetings or 365 sessions. Like, majority of people wouldn't. So we're not devaluing the program, like the reprogramming your mind program, because we're giving more in this program for a slightly increased price. Do you sort of get it? But if I was just doing like that program and then I was bringing that program down to 5,000, well, now I'm sort of devaluing the price of it being 10,000. Whereas this is 30,000, but it's like I'm giving you a really good deal. Do you sort of get it? So it's like, it's not like you can't compare it to the reprogramming your mind program. This is an exclusive offer that is being sort of promoted. So just realize that when we're doing exclusive offers and promotions and things like that, we don't want to just be like the average and just go, okay, well, I'll take 50% off. I'll take 20% off. And then that's an exclusive offer. No, man. Like, I'm gonna take, depending on the price point I wanted it at. So let's say I wanted to bring it down to $100,000. Do you know what I mean? Well, then I'm gonna take out my performance development and support mastermind program. And like, when you think about the pricing, like, a lot of people don't realize this when they see the pricing, but these aren't just like me having one meeting with you a day. This is like 12 to 18 hours a day for 6 months, every motherfucking day of the week. Do you know what I mean? This 30-day revolutionizing your revenue or becoming a dream self program is 30 days of me in your business, 12 to 18 hours a day. Do you sort of get it? It's not it's not like 30 days of sessions. So like, a lot of people don't understand the pricing and why the pricing's so high. And it's because of the amount of and the intensity of the program. Mhm. Like, if I was charging you, for example, like, let's say we did 18 hours a day, which isn't too, no, well, let's say we did something where it was 12 hours a day. So what's that? 365 divided by 2. And then we times that by 12. So 182 days roughly times 12 hours. Divide that by 60. No. Oh, so 180 by 12 hours. And then times that by 350. Like, just for the time, if I was to charge you just a market rate of $350 an hour for 12 hours a day, like for 6 months, that's $756,000. That's just for the time. Do you sort of get it? Like, do you sort of get it? So like if I'm doing that, like essentially 150, 147. So roughly $140 an hour I'm charging out for that program. Do you sort of get it? Monday to Sunday for 6 fucking months. Do you sort of get it? Like all day, every day. Like, so it's sort of like it may look like I'm charging an exorbitant amount of money, but like for what is like, and that's just saying 12 hours a day. Do you sort of get it? Like, it would more than likely be closer to 16 hours a day. Does that sort of make sense? Like, depending on what you did, depending on what you want. Like, if you're only working 8 hours a day, like, I'm not going to hang out at your business by myself. Do you sort of get it? But if you're, for the program, going to be there 12 to 16 hours a day, I'll be there 12 to 16 hours a day. So we just understand like the pricing isn't like me just like picking the largest number I can. Like I'm always being very like conservative with my pricing. Like it's the value of like what that program is. And that's not even getting into like if I'm able to run these programs, like, and if I'm able to achieve the exact goals that we set out, like, let's say you have a sales team and a marketing team, and on your marketing team are 5 people, and on your sales team is, say, 10 people. If I am able to increase their productivity between 2 to 400% for marketing and increase their effectiveness to increasing the effectiveness of their actions, increasing the effectiveness of their productivity and their performance. Like, what does that do for your lead generation? Do you sort of get it? If I'm able to help them in developing out the brand, in developing out multiple channels of being able to communicate, getting them across all mediums. Do you sort of get it? Teaching them how to do advanced content creation, like all of this stuff. Like, if I'm able to increase the productivity of your sales team, okay, from, let's say 200%, but then I'm also able to increase their ability to connect with the audience, which, or the buyers, increasing their conversion rates. Like, if I'm able to get them up to, you know, let's say 20 to 40%, let's say we're doing like depending on the product and the service, depending on your marketing and all of that, like that's the thing. Like if I'm able to get them up and like let's say we have a dramatic increase and it goes from 10% to 40%. Like what does that mean per agent? Do you sort of get it? Let's say your average sale is $10,000. So we go from doing one sale a day, roughly, to 4 sales a day. Like, then we go 40,000 by 10. Do you sort of get it? Now we're at $400,000 a day. Like, do you sort of get it? Like, it's not exorbitantly priced. So it's really important to understand this, that like for what is being offered, like the price isn't like there's no margin in there to cut, so to speak. Like, because if I cut the price or I discount the price, I'm now effectively discounting myself down to working for you for under $100 an hour. Like, it just doesn't make sense. Do you sort of get it? So it's really important to understand this, that like, you know what I mean? Because like, for example, like I do between 5 to 10 people's jobs. Like I can do like like depending on what I'm doing, it can be anywhere from 2 to 10 people's jobs. Do you sort of get it? I average doing about 4 to 5 people's jobs every day. Like I can just handle that level of workload. So it's like when you get me, you're getting 4 to 5 people. But like when we're talking about these programs, like you're you're getting like 4 to 5 different experts in one. Do you sort of get it? So it's sort of like if I was charging at my market rate of like what it is actually worth if you were to go out and try and get a team to compete with me, like for what I offer, like we would be at like maybe $5,000 an hour. Do you sort of get it? And then this program would be one or two, probably $2 or $3 million. Do you know what I mean? And so it's like, it's really important to understand this, that it's like, we're not like, we don't ever want to devalue like whatever the program is that we're running. So when I'm running, for example, my revolutionizing your revenue program, like I have set this program out as being this is the price per 12 months. This is the price for the 24-month package. This is the price for the 60-month package. So when I'm doing a special offer for it, I am not just going to take this package and then either discount the price to make a special offer. If I wanted to discount the price, I would take something out of it. So like I could take out the mastermind program. Do you know what I mean? And that would lower it to $152,000 for the 12-month program. And then I could probably add in, you know, let's say I add in 2 or 3 of the 30-day program. So let's say I add in four altogether, 4 of the 30-day programs, but I leave it at 152,000. Do you sort of get it? And I just take out like some of the one-on-one sessions. So like I take out the support mastermind sessions, right? So I take out those for the mastermind program and I just leave that at 152,000, and then I add in 4 of the 30-day programs. Do you sort of get it? And I keep 1 or 2 of, or maybe 1 of the reprogramming your mind programs. And I have it run as a 12-month program. Do you know what I mean? So, like, what I'm able to do then is like, I'm able to like create a new offer that is not, while it may have elements of this offer, it's not like for like. Do you sort of get it? So I'm able to offer more. So I don't have to go, like for example, if these are $30,000 each, these 30-day programs, and I put in 4 of them, that's $120,000. So like I can just do 60,000 for the 4 programs. Do you sort of get it? And I can just do like, I can be nice about it. Do you sort of get it? I'm not devaluing the revolutionizing your revenue 12-month package because you're not getting what is in this package. Do you sort of get it? So I've created a new separate package. So very important to understand this because like when we're when we're doing this sort of stuff and creating these special offers, we want to create something unique that you can't get. Sort of like if you think about McDonald's. Like I'm not doing the Big Mac at an 80% or let's say a 40% discount for September saying that this is a special offer. No, a special offer is bringing in the McRib for September only, doing, a limited time Big Mac for 30 days or something like that. Like, I have to create something that isn't like going to be replicated. Now, like McDonald's, I can bring the McRib back once every year. Do you know what I mean? So, like, for example, like, I'm not going to do this, but I could do this program and bring this like once every year or two. I could offer this exclusive program where I do the one session a day for a year. Do you know what I mean? Or I could alter it and I could do a 90-day program in the 12-month package and offer one session a day or 90 sessions for the 12 months, which is 3 months. And people can take them whenever they want them. Do you know what I mean? Limited to one session a day. Do you sort of get it? So just realize that when we're thinking about sales and marketing, and we're thinking about getting people to know, like, and trust us, and we're thinking about creating sort of like qualifying and then presenting and then overcoming objections and all of that, and creating sort of like exclusive offers for, you know, new products and services. Like, we want to be creating something that can be like a mirror image similar to, but it can never be the exact same because whatever I do the offer for the exact same, it sort of devalues the original offer. So just realize that if I was doing, for example, $30,000 for, you know, like, I don't know, if I was doing $5,000 for 12 sessions, well, then why would you ever pay the $10,000? Do you sort of get it? So, like, I want to have, if I'm doing, let's say I'm doing a Big Mac exclusive, like, I still want to be able to sell Big Macs. Do you sort of get it? I don't want to have the special offer replace the Big Mac for the month. I want to have it run in tandem as something extra. Do you sort of get it? So it's very important to understand that because I don't want to sit there and shoot myself in the foot by like setting the expectation that when I do special offers that I'm just discounting. So people wait for you to do your next discount. Sort of like how Domino's do Cheap Tuesday, where it's like pizzas are just discounted on Tuesday. So most people don't order pizzas unless it's Tuesday. Do you sort of get it? So you're limiting yourself from opportunity purchases because of the perceived, like I could get it cheaper on Tuesday, so why would I buy a pizza on Sunday, even if I feel like pizza? Do you sort of get it? You don't want to do that, where you're creating the perception or the expectation that you can get this product cheaper when there's discounts. Do you sort of get it? Very important to understand this because, like, what we want to be doing is we want to be creating exclusive, like, packages or exclusive programs or exclusive offers where it's something for 30 days. Like, you're never going to get this again. Do you sort of get it? You can get the original, but this exclusive offer is like a new flavor, a new recipe. Do you sort of get it? After the 30 days, it's discontinued because that increases to why you would purchase it. Do you sort of get it? If, for example, I'm just discounting this program by 50% and saying exclusive offer for September, let's say 220 $25, 26,000. And do you know what I mean? It's sort of like, well, I don't have to purchase it. I could purchase it and, get it at a discount, or I can wait and just pay the full amount next month. Do you sort of get it? But when it's an offer where you won't get what's in the offer again, well, now it's like, if I want this offer, I have to purchase it now. Does that sort of make sense? So think about it like that. And it works for everything. So, like, if you're a landscaping business or something like that, like, you can do, like, and don't think about it as like just products or services. You could do like a September exclusive where it's like coming back into spring or into summer, we do a garden transformation. We do, you know, like a total transformation or something like that, where we will, plant flowers or something like that so that they bloom and you have beautiful flowers in spring. We can do, a fruit tree sort of offer where we do up, 10 fruit trees in your backyard or whatever it may be. However it may be, it doesn't just have to be like you're going to get X landscaping services in September for X price. Do you know what I mean? So we make something sort of exclusive about it. So, like, this is 365 sessions, one session a day. Do you know what I mean? Like, you can't get that anywhere else. Like, no one else will do that. Do you sort of get it? So, like it's just that sort of a thing. But you think about it like this, you get 365 sessions that are all recorded, right? So then you have access to a library in 12 months that has 365 personal development sessions and reprogramming your mind sessions and performance development sessions, like however you want to see it. But you also get the lifetime access to the weekly group sessions. You also get it to become part of the tribe where you get direct access to me for life. Do you sort of get it? Like, you get access to exclusive offers, bonuses, programs. And when I say exclusive offers, bonuses, programs, and events, it means like if I'm going to discount something, discounts go to those in the tribe. Discounts don't go to people who aren't a part of the tribe. Do you sort of get it? So when you purchase, you get exclusive, like an exclusive discount percentage off of every program that I offer, off of every offer that I create, off of every event that I create. Do you sort of get it? So, I haven't decided on how much it will be, but it will be between 20 and 40%, probably closer to 40%, where when you've purchased one of the programs, you then are eligible for a 40% discount on all programs. So, like, for example, if you wanted to do the revolutionizing your revenue, Like the 12-month program would be like $260,000, not $400,000, because you're a part of the Alpha Wolf tribe. Do you sort of get it? Like, it's very important to understand the value of it because discounts are rewards for those who are worthy. Discounts aren't tools to convince people to purchase. Do you sort of get it? Like, you have to purchase at full value before you earn the right to a discount. Do you sort of get it? But it's not to say that, like, I can't create special offers where I give you more value than you have to pay for. Do you sort of get it? So, like, I can give you 4 30-day programs and charge you $60,000 for it. Do you sort of get it? I don't have to charge you 120,000. So when you think about that, when you think about like your products and services, it's like when I'm making exclusive offers, when I'm making sort of when I'm creating these exclusive offers, it's like I can make them a really good deal. Do you sort of get it? Like depending, like it's my time. Do you know what I mean? So like I can cut $60,000 off a program, or I can give you $60,000 for free because that's just me choosing not to take $60,000 extra. Do you sort of get it? But if I'm, for example, a landscaper and I'm having to buy fruit trees, having to buy pebbles and mulch and all of the fuel and all of this. Like, I wouldn't want to be taking a loss on that to give you a better deal because that would just be uneconomical. Do you know what I mean? But I could do like a more intricate or, time like time design or something like that. Like I could give you a discount on labor. Do you know what I mean? I could give you a discount on design, on this. Like, because you don't want to be a commodity to where you're saying, well, a fruit tree, so to speak, or a tree costs me $20, so I charge you $25 for it. It's like, you know what I mean? The tree is $20 for me, but I just charge $50 a tree. Do you sort of get it? Like I set the price of the product irrespective to the cost it cost me. Do you sort of get it? Because like then what we're taking into account is like my expertise, my design, my time. Do you sort of get it? My fuel, the cost of operating the vehicles. Do you sort of get it? So we're not just doing market value or trying to be market value. We're saying, well, if you went down to Bunnings and bought the tree, 20 bucks, 20 bucks. But if you want me to install it and design your landscaping, like, and design your yard and all of this, like that tree costs $50 because I've spent, X amount of years developing my skills and understanding and creating. And this isn't just like, if you want to go down there and buy it and plan it yourself, good for you. You can do that. I'm not stopping you. If you would like my expertise comes at a premium because I've invested a lot of time into developing my expertise. Do you sort of get it? So it's sort of like it's the quality of it. Do you know what I mean? It's all the different things. So maybe I'll do treatment. Maybe I will do an irrigation system when I plant it. Maybe I will do this, that, and the other. Like what am I able to leverage on? Do you sort of get it? So, like for example, I'm not just doing the one-on-one and group sessions like most do in a mastermind program. I'm doing exclusive 30-day programs where I'm in with you and your team and your business. I'm doing 6-month programs. I'm doing 12-month programs. Okay. I'm doing like offer creation and funnel setups. So where I create and manage funnels. Do you sort of get it? Like I'm doing YouTube channel setups and content creation strategies. Like I'm leveraging multiple different areas of expertise to make it so it's not I'm just going down to Bunnings, buying a tree, coming here, digging a hole and putting it in it, and you could have done it. So I'm doing irrigation system. I'm doing maybe lighting, solar lighting, things like that. Like I'm doing mulch and things like that. Maybe I'm doing root treatment. Maybe I'm doing, you know, like whatever it may be. Like let's say we're doing native fruit trees and things and flowers. It's like I'm designing the layout of how we're going to plant them. I'm treating them so that they perform the best. I'm treating your soil so your soil's in the best condition. Like whatever it may be, however it may be. Does that sort of make sense? So I'm going out of my way to add additional things in because like for example doing a like let's say an irrigation system like that'll probably cost me like I haven't done any pricing on it but let's argue that it cost me $20 in plumbing like plumbing piping and things like that. Okay, maybe it's not that much that cheap. Maybe it's like $60. Do you know what I mean? So I'm taking a let's argue that to do an irrigation system, I would charge you to do a system throughout your garden $600. So I'm taking a $600 product that might cost me $100, and then I'm using that to do my discount. Like out of that 600, it's like I'll do this $600 program product for you or service, and I'm only going to charge you 300 in this package, in this offer. Do you sort of get it? Like, so I'm not discounting the goods of service or the cost of goods. Like I'm not trying to discount on that, but I'm adding all these additional things in that like individually I would charge you more. Do you know what I mean? So like if you said like, hey, I want to get an irrigation system put in, yeah, $600 I'll do it. Do you know what I mean? Like, yeah, I want to get like my like nutrient level of like let's say you put carbon back into their soil. Let's say you put, you know, like you bury wood chips and mulch in there so that it breaks down and there's fuel for the microbiomes and things like that. Like however you do it, do you sort of see? So like we just understand we're adding all these different elements in there so that one, you can't just go to Joe Blow down the street because like that's great, but like any other business consultant doesn't have my reprogramming your mind program. Do you sort of get it? They don't have my like my advanced practices and things like that, my performance development practices. Like they don't have my, like low tier or like team level development programs, my mid to management level development programs, and my high level or COO, CVO, CEO, you know, director level programs. Like, do you sort of get it? Like, they don't have all the different elements. Like, they can probably do one or two of them, but they can't do all of them. They don't have my content creation strategy. They don't have my YouTube channel strategy. They don't have my social media and socials content strategy. Like they don't have anything that I have. Do you sort of get it? It's never going to be apples for apples trying to compare it. So just realize like when we're doing exclusive offers, we are taking it outside of the realm of competition so that we don't have someone trying to say, but I could go to Joe and get everything done at the same price or at a lower price. Do you sort of get it? Because Joe from XYZ Consulting hasn't spent over 100,000 hours understanding the conscious and unconscious mind, understanding how to reprogram the mind or conduct advanced synaptic pathway development. It's where I rewire and redevelop someone's mind. Do you sort of get it? Like I redevelop how their synaptic pathways fire. Like they don't have my understanding on like emotions and things like that and state management. Like they might understand state management, what the terminology means, but they don't understand how to associate trigger words to emotional states so that when you say a trigger word, an emotional state fires. Like they just don't understand this. Do you sort of get it? So I'm creating separation and distance to where should you go, oh, well, for a 12-month program, I can get it for $30,000 from Joe at XYZ Consulting. Good for you. See you later. You're not the buyer for me. Do you sort of get it? Because evidently you don't value everything else. Do you sort of get it? So, like, for example, when we're when we're looking at it, it's like, do you know what I mean? Like, does Joe from XYZ Plumbing do that? Not plumbing, XYZ Consulting do this? Does he do this? Does he do this and this? Do you know what I mean? Like, does he have this? Like, does he have offers that he currently runs and things like that? Different ones. Do you know what I mean? And then we go to one. Bang. We're at a different offer. Do you sort of get it? So it's sort of like we're creating everything to build and support the validation of who we are and what we do. And just realize social proof is an illusion. I can't stress this enough. When people say you need testimonials, testimonials are not social proof. Testimonials are social validation. So, what people want when they say they want proof, they want validation from others because everyone believes the validity of what others say over what you say. Social proof is me telling you how to reprogram your mind. I have now proven it to you because I've done it to myself. Social proof. Do you sort of get it? If I need 20 different people to validate what I say, that is not proof, that is validation. Because 20 people aren't going out there and proving it for themselves. They're validating that what I said was true. That's not proof, that's validation. If you said to me, I need social proof, so I need 20 people to go out there and conduct their own like research and create their own programs and their own practices on reprogramming the mind before I believe that you can reprogram your mind. Mm. Like, do you sort of get it? Like, when scientists do like academic studies and things like that and experiments, like, they don't repeat the same experiment. So, like, if we're doing gravity, and we're trying to prove that gravity exists and we want social proof that gravity exists. We don't get 20 people to drop an apple and say, well, that apple dropped every time. That's proof that it exists. No, we get 20 people to do different studies that look at different areas of gravity and to concur that, yes, in fact, this actually happens. And here's all the different variations of how we tested it. And sort of we've seen the same thing again and again and again and again. Like, do you sort of get it? Everyone's got their fingers up their ass that much that they seem to think Me getting 20 people to drop an apple is proof that gravity exists. Like, do you sort of get it? Like, one person dropping an apple is proof gravity exists. If I want to get social proof of it, I have to do multiple different studies where maybe I have someone dropping a feather, maybe I have someone dropping a bowling ball. Like, I'm not trying to recreate the exact same conditions again and again and again, like, because that's irrelevant. Now, you could argue in science this is what we do, but it's like in an experiment, I want to do it when I'm trying to validate the experiment. I am recreating the exact environments and circumstances of it. I'm not proving it, I am validating it. Big difference. So if I was looking for social proof that gravity existed, I would want to measure it on people. I would want to measure it on items. I would want to measure it on water. I would want to measure it on, elements. I would want to measure it on all different things of different weight classes, different sizes, of different makeups and models. Like me just dropping the same apple 20 times by 20 different people doesn't give me any information. Me doing 20 different experiments across different ranges and scales of experiments. So maybe I'm dropping a rock from 1,000 meters. Maybe I'm dropping an apple from 10 meters. Maybe I'm dropping an egg from 100,000 meters. Maybe I'm dropping feathers and an egg together to see the difference in density and weight and all of this. Like, whatever it may be. Do you sort of get it? Like, a lot of people seem to think like social validation is social proof. It's social fucking validation. So you just got to understand. Don't ask me to validate my products and services to you or my programs because I'll tell you to get fucked. Do you sort of get it? And that is called qualifying. Qualified buyer. I qualify people to understand, like, I'm not doing validation for you. I don't need to validate myself from you. If you would like to, you would like social proof, I have the proof right here. Like, there you go. This is my this is my full brain activation practice. This is like one of the foundational understandings of my advanced synaptic pathway development or reprogramming your mind practices. Here is one on breaking limiting beliefs. Here is one on creating limiting beliefs. Here is my one on retrospection, how to look back on past experiences. This is how to deal with and let go to emotional trauma and let go to trauma of the past. Using full brain activation with validation practices. Here's my practice on how to validate yourself using advanced synaptic pathway development to validate your subconscious mind. Do you sort of get it? Like, I don't need to validate myself from you. Here you go. Go and fucking prove it. And if you think that it isn't true, then come back to me. But don't sit there and say, I have to get testimonials of people to validate it to you as social proof. Like, go and fucking prove me wrong if you think you can. Do you sort of get it? Here is my reprogramming your mind practices. Like, this is called social proof. Like, I'm not just talking about it, I've done it in front of you. Do you sort of get it? So, like, I don't need to validate myself through other people and have other people go, oh, I concur. What he said is true. That's not fucking social proof. If you think you can disprove it, do the practice and disprove it. But if you can't disprove it, welcome to social proof. Do you sort of get it? So it's very important. Like, I do not like the ideas of business and current society to where everyone seems to think validation is proof of something. Like if I wear this nice blazer and a shirt, and everyone comes up to me and says, "Oh, you look like you're dressed smart. You look very nice and dapper today." Like that's proof that I'm good looking, or that's proof that I have style. That's validation, motherfucker. Like, do you sort of get it? Like, it's very important to understand this because, like, 99.99% of people never left high school. They still act like they're in fucking high school no matter their age because they want everything to be validated by those who are around them because it boosts their ego. Do you sort of get it? Like that's the only thing people agreeing with me would tell me or do to me is boost my ego. Like I've already proven it. Do you sort of get it? I already know it works. Like I don't need someone to agree with me for me to like know it works. Like it fucking works. Like I've done it on camera. I've recorded it. Like this is it working. So just realize, like, the social proof is there. Do you sort of get it? So when we're talking about like our programs and our products and our services and all of that, like the only time I need testimonials is if, so to speak, I want people to validate me. And just realize testimonials are all marketing and illusions. Do you sort of get it? Here's two amazing testimonials that are just so beautifully written because I fucking wrote them myself based on the conversations that we had about it. It's in my language for my ideal buyer. Do you sort of get it? It's not to say that there's anything untruthful and it's not truth. It's just I wrote it in the language that is most powerful because these guys can't write as powerfully as me. They can't articulate like me. Not to say they can't, but do you sort of get it? Like they can't speak to my buyer exactly how I speak to my buyer. So it's very important to understand this that like testimonials in today's day and age are not proof of anything. Do you sort of get it? Like so don't believe that just like five-star reviews aren't proof of anything. It's sort of like this if you look on YouTube, like people say like, subscribe and comment on my video. Like they ask you to like and subscribe to them. Like that's like if you like their post because or their video because they've asked you to like it, like that's not organic, that's not natural. That's not a true and fair representation of it. So like if a customer doesn't give you a testimonial without you asking them for one, then it's not true and fair and valuable. If you ask for a testimonial, like in essence, like it's not a genuine testimonial because I'm asking you and I'm utilizing my relationship with you to get you to do something that's going to benefit me. Do you sort of get it? So, like, if I ask someone to write a testimonial for me or write a review for me or a reference for me, like, are they going to say this cunt's a fucking idiot? I don't like him. Like, he's a shit bastard. Like, are they going to say that? Or are they going to say, I really like this guy. He's such an amazing person. You know, he did this. I bought this. I did this. You know, I had this problem and all of that. So just realize, like, when a customer gives you an organic testimonial, that is the most like most powerful thing you can utilize in branding and marketing. But the downside is, how do I know you didn't ask them? Do you sort of get it? So it's sort of like social validation would be when people are talking about your product or service and promoting and sharing it without any benefits going to them. Do you sort of get it? But if I'm asking you to tell people how great I am and how good of a bloke I am, like, that's not all authentic. That's not truthful. Even if they're the ones who are writing it, it's no more truthful than this. Do you sort of get it? So just realize that this whole idea of social proof is just social validation from all the pathetic fucking idiots that think they're cooler in school, that thought they were cool in school, that want to be a part of the tribe, that want to be a part of the crew. So just realize that when we talk about social proof, that's social proof. When we talk about testimonials and this, that is social validation. Do you sort of get it? Like social proof, because it's replicatable. You can go out there and do it and sort of tell me if it works or if it doesn't work. Like it's a practice. Do you sort of get it? Like this testimonial, this testimonial doesn't do anything. You can't go out, like you could get my services. Are you going to get the same services that Sam gets? Are you going to get the same services that Grant gets? Like, do you want the exact same things as them? Do you sort of get it? So, no, your service is going to be different. Do you sort of get it? Very important to understand this. It's a difference between proof and validation. Validation isn't replicatable. Do you sort of get it? Proof is replicatable. So if I give you a process and a practice and say, this is the practice to reprogram your mind in 4 steps, proof. Why? Because there's a video of me doing it. If I say I can lift 30 kilo dumbbell, and I give you the fucking process for lifting a 30 kilo dumbbell, and then a video of me lifting a 30 kilo dumbbell, you're not going to ask me for 25 different references to know that it was actually a 30 kilo dumbbell. Like, do you sort of get it? Like, so proof and validation are two completely different things, and validation is ego based. So don't buy into that to where people are saying that because they've got some pretty testimonials, like that's proof of it. Mate, what do you think scammers do? What do you think all those low quality businesses that rip off their clients and that lie, cheat, and steal? Like, what do you think they do? They use testimonials. Do you sort of get it? They get people to validate them. They get people who are in on the scam to validate them. Do you sort of get it? So, like, putting all your focus in on the testimonials and not in on the practices and the knowledge behind the practices and all of that is what leads you to make stupid decisions where you get ripped off. Do you sort of get it? Don't get me wrong. I've done the same. I've overvalued what other people said, and it led me to getting ripped off. So just realize in this that when we're doing up, whatever it may be, okay, whatever we're an expert in, when we're doing up our sales page and all of that, like, yeah, we can get some testimonials because they're good marketing and we utilize them in a way where we speak through the testimonial directly to our ideal clients. Do you sort of get it? And then we put on in the proof. Do you sort of get it? So it's like, do you know what I mean? Here's the course, here's, the sales information. Do you sort of get it? Like, here's the different sessions that we're going to do. Do you sort of get it? Here's the programs. Do you know what I mean? Outlining the programs, like what's in the program, like validation, well, not validation, proof. Like this tells you what is in the program. Do you sort of get it? What the program consists of. So, like, they must know us, they must like us, they must trust us. So, we're building it through, not through like these. These are the illusion of liking and trusting. Do you sort of get it? But we're building it through what we offer them, what they get in it, like how we explain it to them. Do you sort of get it? And then by the time we get them to the bottom of the funnel, like, and it's sort of like when we're talking about $452,000, $715,000, 1.96 million. Like, we understand that it's not in days and weeks that it happens. Do you sort of get it? But like, there are buyers out there that are looking for these programs. Do you sort of get it? So it's about like not focusing in on like this has to work in a short period of time, but it's the consistency of showing up. It's the content. It's why I create this content. So this content is one, it helps in qualifying because I'm able to qualify and tell you in more detail. Presenting. I'm saying this is the sales presentation. If we were doing a one-on-one meeting and I was talking you through this program, this is how I would be talking you through it. Do you know what I mean? But it would be more stressful because you would feel pressure that, oh, I don't want to buy, I have to buy all of this. Whereas when I do it through content, I can just do content every day. Do you sort of get it? And I can just over time build it up. I can build up my authority. I can build up my relevance. I can build up like all these different things by doing that. So that's why when we think about it, like why I don't do just a information form and try and get names and numbers and then try and do everything over phone is that I can communicate more effectively through video content and through like a digital sales process than I can in person or over the phone because you're going to feel pressure that, oh, I need to buy. Whereas here, you can watch it, you can read about it, and you can look into it without the need to buy. Do you sort of get it? So it's sort of a way to lower the commitment to like, do you know what I mean? Like lower the commitment that I'm not on the phone with you. I'm not in person with you. You don't feel like you owe me anything to look at this. Do you sort of get it? So it works a lot more effectively because like, but what a lot of people don't realize is they don't invest into the content. Do you sort of get it? So they invest into the marketing and the sales funnel of doing the offers, of, creating this sort of content, but they don't do long form content of putting their sales funnel out there, of putting their sales process out there, of telling people, like, this is how I sell. Do you sort of get it? So, like, that's an important thing to realize is like, these videos are just long form sales presentations. Do you sort of get it? I'm able to educate you. I'm able to create value, but like I get to choose what I talk about. Do you sort of get it? I get to focus on what's important. So, like, we went through and we talked about exclusive offers. Do you know what I mean? We talked about all the different aspects of, you know, proof and validation of how to build yourself up and how to create like an offer that isn't replicatable. Do you know what I mean? We went through and we had a look at, understanding reprogramming your mind and all of that. So it's just one of those things where the strategy has to be sort of, so to speak, complex to where we need to be creating different forms of content, some content to drive traffic to the website, some content to educate and sort of run people through the process in a guided sort of manner or a session to allow them to sort of elevate them in understanding and sort of getting some of the more finer aspects of it. And then that way, by the time that a client sort of decides, well, I would actually like to know a bit more. So I might ask a question like, by the time they reach this, they've got a fair understanding of it. Do you sort of get it? So it's very important, but also like creating this sort of content builds my own personal authority and builds my authority within other people's minds. Do you sort of get it? Because I become more familiar talking about the content, talking about the different points, but it also allows me to see different areas where I can slightly improve, different areas where I can, add in overcoming objections and things like that. All right, well, that's going to finish off this one today, and I'll see you on the next one. All right, thanks so much. Bye.